Hey everybody, Jake here, and today we're going to take a look at the CRKT Fulcrum 2 Compact. A very unique knife from CRKT. It has their Fulcrum, I guess that's what it's called, opening mechanism. Um, it's a really intriguing knife, so let's go ahead and jump into it. First off, just some specs here, as usual. So the closed length, just the handle, is going to be 3.875 inches. The blade length is going to be 2.75 inches, just under 3, which is good if there's a legal restriction in your area, and overall length is going to be 6.625. Alright, so the weight on this is going to be exactly 3 ounces, which is not super light for a knife this size. We'll get to that in a little bit. And blade thickness is 0.09 inches. Kind of see that. And the steel, though it isn't listed anywhere on the blade, is going to be 8 CR13 MOV. It'll do for this. So just for some quick size comparisons, I'm going to open this back up. You guys love seeing that. So just some quick size comparisons there. First off, we have my newest edition here. This is a Kaiser Klecker design. See, it's roughly the same length. Much girthier knife there. We also have the Gerber EAB Light. And let's see what else we have here. How about some more just kind of compact things? Here we have a fully extended twist tie, like you find on your bread, just so you guys have something easily accessible you can bear to, and also some Listerine Fresh Burst Pocket Packs breath strips. So again, this is a very small knife, but it is fairly heavy. That 3 ounces, you can feel it in your pocket, and it's not terrible. It's not like it's going to weigh you down or anything insane like that. But well, I ended up liking the knife a lot, but we'll get to that. Okay, actually, first we have the like list. So the first thing I like is the kind of appearance of it. Let's see if we can get this to focus where you guys can see what I'm talking about. So it has this nice pattern here, and if I'm correct, this is glass-filled nylon, which gives it a kind of strange feel. And you have this textured metal here, which is actually contoured to help with the opening mechanism. And you have the same thing on the other side. But it just feels really nice in your hand, and it looks very, very non-threatening, I suppose. And that's one of the things I like the most about this knife is the aesthetics of it and kind of the form and function as well. So the feel on the hand's good and the ergonomics are good on it. When you open up the knife, you do have some jimping back here, jimping along the liner lock, and even some jimping back here on the back spacer. So all in all, you get a pretty good grip on the knife. Next thing I personally love about this knife, some people I guarantee are going to hate it, is the opening mechanism. So if you just handed this knife to someone and was like, here, open a box or whatever, they're probably going to sit here and struggle trying to get it open this way by pinching and pulling, which you might be able to do, but it's going to hurt, be uncomfortable, and it's going to suck. I love the opening mechanism on that. It's about half the reason I bought this. So basically, you grab right here, and you push back, and you grab right here and push forward. So when you open it, the blade kind of flicks out, and you can kind of see some of the mechanism in there. Now, what most people tell you to do is just to put your finger right here and close it, and it opens. Once I wore it in, though, you can kind of just do that and then flick it, and it will open. It's fantastic. Love the opening mechanism. It's going to be very polarizing for a lot of people. And to follow up with the aesthetics kind of look thing again, the color of the blade kind of meshes in very well. It's not really eye-catching or anything like that. So the next thing I like is going to be the size of the knife and the kind of thickness, just the dimensions of it overall. We'll bring back out the Kaiser real quick. It's not super thick, but it's not too thin as to like bother your hand. Bring back out the Gerber, for example. This is a very thin kind of utility knife. This is just it's a really good size to where you can get a grip on it. Let's see, next, blade shape. So the blade shape is fantastic. You kind of have just kind of a normal, kind of flat, and then a little bit of belly. And then you have this nice swedge right here. And what this does is gives you a nice piercing point. This is fantastic for opening bags, especially dog food or other tough bag materials. You can just kind of punch right through it and open it up fairly easily. So that swedge certainly helps, and the grind's fantastic. There is some asymmetry, but it's not very noticeable. Let's see if we can get the focus on the blade tip there. Kind of. You can see though, they did a decent job grinding this, and I've heard a lot of complaints about CRKT's quality control and materials, but this one surprised me. This is my first CRKT knife, and not saying I'd necessarily buy another one because there's a lot in their price range, but this one's pretty good. Very gentlemanly knife. Next up is going to be the bronze washer. I'm going to say washer because there isn't one on this side because of the opening mechanism, but on this side here, there is a washer, and it is bronze, which is fantastic. I think Teflon would have ruined the smoothness of this blade when you open it. So I'm glad they went with bronze on that. Next up, it's really easy to disassemble. I believe the opening mechanism may help with this because there's no pivot. So all you really do is unscrew these. You pull this off, there's another screw right around here. Has a little dip for it. And you can remove this side as well. And all you really have to do is pull the blade up off. That's it. Stop pin's only on one side, so that's super helpful. You don't have to fidget around with it a lot. And the action on this thing is really nice as well. Just from opening, it's a little jarring just because I know you have to, but when you close it, and it pulls the scales back again. You can kind of see that. When you close it, it's just a very smooth kind of thing. Last two things here have to do actually with the lock up on the knife. So there's no blade play whatsoever, which is fantastic because you kind of worry about this with the opening mechanism being the way it is, but it's good. Also, the lockup is right at 50%, which is fantastic. Right about there in the middle. Let's see if we can get the focus a little bit and you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's just right there in the middle. It's great. And the back spacer helps a little bit with grippiness, like I said, but it is plastic. It is not the glass-filled nylon, or what I'm assuming is the steel liners. But it's there, and I'm glad they made that plastic so it didn't add to the weight any more than the steel liners already do. Okay, on to some stuff I'm kind of neutral about. Speaking of steel liners, the steel liners. At this price, you can't really expect titanium, but it would have been nice to help lighten the knife up a little bit. But the steel's there. Just kind of show you, you can see steel extends all the way on both sides, all the way down. Also, these pieces here, these little textured parts to the scale, they are also steel, which adds again to the weight. But at least they included a glass-filled nylon on the outside just for some sort of plasticky material instead of doing solid steel, which would just ruin the portability of this knife because that would just make it, 4 or 5 ounces, which is insane for a knife this size. Alright, the weight is up next. I'm not a big fan of the weight. It's fairly heavy just for the knife and all. This Kaiser is, again, it's thicker, it's wider, it's about the same length, a little bit longer, and it has a much larger blade, and it's still lighter, noticeably lighter in your hand because of the titanium. I prefer to carry this knife around for various reasons, but especially the weight. It's so much of a lighter knife than this is. And the last thing on the neutral side, that slight asymmetrical grind I was telling you about, and you can kind of see here as well. There's some asymmetry. When they were grinding the swedge, this side comes up just a little bit higher than the bottom side does. You kind of see that there. But the blade centering was good, so that's all that really matters. Alright, on to the bad. So there are a couple things out of the factory that I didn't like about this knife. Bought this knife brand new from Amazon for $33-ish. I think it's normally like 40 something. Which I'd still be willing to pay for this knife. I'd be willing to pay $40 for it. It's still a great knife, but at that price you'd expect a little bit more quality control. And there's some burring right here, which you probably won't be able to see, but you can certainly feel it. And also, one thing you can see right here, all those dings, they were like that. There you go. There's a really good shot of them. Like that from the factory. You know, it's not a big thing. It's on the inside. It's not going to bother you unless you notice them when you're opening, which, to be honest, your thumb's probably going to be right around there too. So you're not really going to see it. But it is there. Next thing, I hate this clip. I hate it so much. First off, it's tip down carry, which is already kind of an thing. But the ramp on this thing is freaking huge. Look at that. Now, it's no problem to slide into jeans or anything like that. But once you get it in the jeans, it's still sticking out past your pocket by that much. This will catch on everything. I keep my knives usually in my little watch pocket on my jeans. So when I pull my phone up out, which I keep in the same pocket, it always catches on that. It hits it constantly. It's infuriating. And I've considered grinding it down, which I probably will do in the near future, but it's just frustrating. I hate this clip. If there was one thing I could change about this knife, honestly, love the knife, but the freaking clip, that clip kills me. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. Okay, on to the conclusion. Let's zoom back in. So this knife is very good for the money, has a fun, opening mechanism. Again, it's going to run you about $40 if you buy it from your Blade HQ, wherever else you guys get knives from, Knife Center. Amazon, again, I picked it up for about $33, which I think is a perfectly fantastic price for this knife. But there are some other options around that price range, which I will be reviewing fairly soon, in the same kind of compact style. And we'll see how they do compared against it. But it's a great knife if you're interested in opening mechanism. Sorry, I would strongly recommend picking it up. It's fantastic. The blade sharpness out of the factory was great. A lot of fantastic things about this knife, and I don't see it leaving my personal collection anytime soon. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Keep an eye out for the next video. All right, thanks, guys. Bye.